Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Red Notice, that was directed by Ross and Marshall Thurber, and stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. So that's right, we have Black Adam, Deadpool, and Wonder Woman all together in a movie about long cons and and finding precious artifacts, in this case being Cleopatra's jeweled eggs. So yeah, this is also the third film that Ross and Marshall Thurber made with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson that includes Central Intelligence and Skyscraper, so I guess they just like working together. Let's get to the story, shall we? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays FBI agent John Hartley, who has to work together with Nolan Booth, played by Ryan Reynolds. He's this international art thief who happens to be finding ways to steal the eggs of Cleopatra, because it's said that whoever has all three eggs can essentially be rich beyond rich. But both men have to deal with a third art thief known as the Bishop, played by Gal Gadot. All while they're trying to all three individuals are trying to run away from the FBI, and they go from location to location, going through practically every single spy and every single thief movie trope that you can imagine, as they try to get their hands on the elusive third egg of Cleopatra's that is said to have long been gone ever since the first two were rediscovered years back. But that's all I'll say about the story. The story here really does feel like it's one of those classic dumb but fun 90s action movies. Everything from the one-liners to the cast chemistry to the insane action scenes makes it seem like if the script was, altered a little bit, it could have been something like Double Team or Simon Says from the 90s. But that's part of what I like about it. It's so unashamedly made for pure entertainment's sake that you can't help but enjoy some of it, even if most of the jokes are pretty hit and miss. And even most of the hits are basically down to Ryan Reynolds doing the Deadpool routine that he's been doing for several movies now. But considering this is the same year where we finally got to see Free Guy, where it showed that Ryan Reynolds could be a bit more versatile than that, even his hits feel like they don't hit as hard as some of his better jokes have over the years. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Gal Gadot likewise aren't given a whole lot to do that you haven't seen them do in other movies. That's the problem with a lot of these Netflix originals, in my opinion, the fact that they just feel like lesser versions of stuff that people already like, and despite the huge amount of budgets that obviously go into these films, they don't really stand out much in that respect. But the film's 2 hours don't really feel like 2 hours, and some of the action scenes and comedy bits are legitimately pretty effective. For example, there's this one scene where Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are in some sort of coliseum where they get chased by a bull, where I'll admit, the idea alone for that is pretty funny. And there's even a scene where Gal Gadot sings a song that I heard in Last Night in Soho while torturing both Johnson and Reynolds. It's bizarre, but it feels like something that would come from a dumb but fun 90s action comedy. So it does feel like an effective throwback in that sense, but if you're not into those kinds of films, you really won't like this one. But if you do like these kinds of films, then you'll have some kind of fun. Even if there's a bit of a sequel tease near the end, and given how the film cost $200 million to make, and given how it didn't perform very well in theaters before it ended up on Netflix, I highly doubt it's going to make a new I highly doubt that it's going to make a new movie franchise in the same respect as, say, the Army of the Dead films. But for what it is, I do think it's a somewhat enjoyable, though thoroughly predictable film, and that's why I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. See you next time.